Hey folks, and welcome back to the Leeds Gamer. It's match review time, and it's ended Leeds United 0, Brentford 0. Evening kick-off at Ellen Road. Only thing I can say about that match is that was exhausting to watch. First quarter of the match, I'd say Brentford were the better team. Leeds then got back in it. Second half started, then I think Brentford again probably started out possibly the better a little bit, but then for so much of that second half, Leeds were the better team. You can argue that both defences probably won out in terms of this match, but I'm recording this straight after the final whistle's been blown, and I am bloody exhausted having watched it. I've got a banging headache from it. I've been shouting at my bloody screen whilst watching this match. There's one major conclusion that I get from this match, and it's something I've been kind of seeing over recent times. If we stay in the Premier League this season, going into next season, we need some better quality. I don't think we're too bad defensively, but up front, are creating chances. We need far better quality than what we've got. We are getting found out. Now, whether this is down to the players not being good enough or whether it's down to the tactics that Farke is putting out there, he played Metcher and Aronson behind DCL again. If you're going to play Metcher and DCL, put them up front as a two, for God's sake. Metcher is not a winger. He's not a wide forward. He's a striker. Oh, so annoying. Defensively, we were good today. Darlow, everything Darlow did was really efficient. You could see Carl's experience coming through. He was mopping up the balls that were coming through, claiming stuff. He had a solid game, did Carl. The defenders worked well. Ampadu, very good. I thought Aronson was good until he came off. I'd probably say that man at match probably is somewhere between Ampadu and Aronson for me. Aronson did both his defensive and offensive duties really well. Looked really, really tidy and technical on the ball when he was attacking. Worked his backside off to help defending. So for me, a real good workhorse performance, pretty much from the whole team, but certainly, Ampadu and Aronson stood out for me. I'm sure other Leeds United content creators will have different opinions. I thought Stack looked alright in parts. Again, the back three. I mean, you can't argue. They've just kept a Brazilian international with 19 Premier League goals quiet. From that side of things, we can't grumble. However, we are very draw heavy this season. That's 12 draws now. And the slight worrying factor is that there's only 7 wins. You convert a couple of those draws into wins, maybe even a couple of those losses into draws or wins, becomes a very different story. So I apologise for a bit of a rant starting this off, because I just felt like there was something there for the taking tonight. Now, it is a point closer to survival. As you can see, we've played a game more now, everyone else will play tomorrow and all that jazz. And these two play against each other tomorrow, Tottenham and Nottingham. So realistically, we want either a Nottingham win or a draw. We do not want Tottenham winning. It's that plain and simple, quite frankly. And we can't drop any lower unless Tottenham win. That's the only way that we drop a place. So the one result we can't afford is Tottenham getting a win. So Leeds currently 15th place, as we were before. 31 played, 7 wins, 12 draws, 12 losses. 37 scored, 48 conceded, minus 11, 33 points now. Now I think that we are 7 points away from safety, and I think that we can get 6 of them if we can just simply beat Burnley and Wolves. We've got both of those at home before the end of the season, and then after that, if we do get those 2 wins, we're only 1 point then. We just need 1 more draw. You know, that's me being realistic about all this. I mean, the next match is away against Scum. Who knows what will happen in that one. So let's just have a look at the match stats. Does feel very draw heavy, doesn't it, right now? But the lack of goals recently is a bit of a concern. You know, that's something that has to be. You know, we've got to. You know, that surely comes down to the tactics. Because there's been periods of the season where we have been scoring goals. So why aren't we scoring them now? What's changed? Has Daniel Farke just gone so defensive that ultimately, you know, we're just playing for draws now, and just having a modicum of hope that we might nick a goal from something? Is that what it is? I'm not sure. I mean, look at this. You know, Wolves have drawn with Arsenal, for Christ's sake. Bournemouth have drawn with Scum. Brighton have beaten Liverpool. Fulham beat Burnley, no surprises there. Everton have beaten Chelsea. Some freak results going on here. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, this is why we need to be on it for the rest of the season. It's that simple. So let's have a look at the match stats. Oh, I've got something in my eye, apart from my eyeball. I'm exhausted from watching that match. Right, so Leeds with more possession, Leeds with a tiny more amount of expected goals. Leeds with over double the number of total shots on goal. Leeds with double the amount of shots on target. No big chances for either side. I mean, that shows a lack of attacking quality or just a very high level of defensive quality, depending on which way you're looking at it. Obviously, no big chances missed. Leeds outpassed them with more passes and a bigger percentage. Brentford fouled more. Leeds had 3 times more corners. And I'll tell you something. Yet another team that has ended up being a bunch of cheating Watsits. And I wasn't using the word Watsits when that match was going on. Kelleher goes down, no injury whatsoever. What do the Brentford players do? Right over to Keith Andrews for a freaking team talk. This has to be cut out, and I mean ASA bloody P. I am fed up of seeing it. It's happening every single Leeds match now. I have had enough. Why are the officials allowing this crap? If the goalkeeper is genuinely injured, you either get him off and get an outfielder in goal, or you just say, no team talk, you all stay around in your little huddle in your penalty area, and you don't go anywhere near that touchline or the manager's dugout. You don't go anywhere near it. This crap has got to be cut out. I'm fed up of seeing it, man. I've had enough of it. Honestly, it's bollocks. I'm so angry about it. It's cheating. You're 7th in the fucking table. Why are you having the need to cheat? Because Leeds were on top of you at that point. But if you're so much better, with you being in 7th and us being in 15th, then just show some quality. Don't cheat. Again, apologies for ranting, folks, but it's so blatant. And it's about 3 or 4 consecutive league matches in a row that this has happened now. Nothing's being done about it. Someone higher up has got to put a rule in straight away. Not at the end of the season. Now. Because it's right now when it matters. With so fewer games remaining, it's unbelievable. Back to the stats. I'm so sorry for ranting, but it just gets me so angry. Terms of shots, Leeds 14 to Brentford 6. 3 off target for both teams. Leeds with 4 against 2. 7 shots blocked to Brentford's 1. No woodwork hits from either team. Leeds had 6 shots inside the box and 8 outside, with Brentford 4 and 2. Leeds won all of the expected goals, but everything's 0 point something, so that really doesn't mean anything, does it? Defensively, Leeds won the tackles and interceptions, Brentford won the blocks, the clearances and the keeper saves. You know, which suggests that Leeds were the team on top, but I mean, we're at home. We should be the team on top. You know, you've got to play with some attacking intent, surely. Leeds narrowly won the duels. Also winning the ground duels. Dead level with the aerial ones. Successful dribbles, apparently Brentford had a couple more. Just a couple of yellow cards dished out to Leeds, nothing towards Brentford, what a surprise. And then passing stats, again Leeds have won most of this as well. Beating them with passes, beating them with accurate passes and a bigger percentage as well. More passes in the own half. More passes. Look at that, only 77 passes in Leeds as a half from Brentford. That's pitiful. So you can see that Brentford didn't even play to win, really. Accurate long balls, again, Leeds topping that metric. Dead level with accurate crosses, albeit, well, level with the number, but the percentages are different. Brentford had a couple more throws. Leeds with lots of touches in the opposition box and can't score a freaking goal. Leeds with 1 offside, Brentford with 3. Brentford could only muster half of them, well, even enough half of the touches in the opponent's box. Thought ratings. Oh, that cheating little shit. It's mostly Leeds in the green there, into a couple of Brentfords. I mean, again, they're all algorithm-based metrics of those, but there we go. So yeah, I mean, not a lot to really say on it. I mean, you know, what can you say about a 0-0 draw? You know, both teams' defences obviously stood up to the challenge. I'll just have a look at the lineups. Actually, I usually cover the lineups in the review. So Leeds started with Darlow in goal. Let's just get that fully on screen for you. Right, so Leeds started with Carl Darlow in goal. Carl was pretty efficient today. Obviously didn't concede a goal, but he mopped up everything. All the through balls that Brentford were putting through. Carl was very good. It showed his experience today, did Carl. I'll give him his flowers on that one. He was very solid. Good teamwork between Pascal, Yaka and Joe. All 3 of them didn't get very much wrong tonight. As I say, Ampadu, very good. We did miss Gabby Goodmanson on that left-hand side. Nothing that James Justin did particularly wrong, but just having to cut in on the right foot just didn't really work as effectively as we would have liked. As I say, Stack quite decent in certain patches of the match. As I say, Ampadu very good. Brendan 5.8. That's harsh. No. Brendan had a good match for me. I mean, again, ignore some of these stats because it's freaking algorithm based. But no, Brendan for me had a very good match and was up there for man of the match with Ethan. Definitely these 2 for me. Yeah, they really worked hard. This formation is not right though, because Calvert-Lewin was in the middle with Metro on the left and Aronson on the right. which annoys me. But anyway, DCL didn't have a right lot of, both him and Metcher, they didn't have a right lot of service, up front or anything like that. From Brentford's point of view, cheating effort right there. Don't want to see that ugly mug ever again. Certainly not for this season. He complained a lot. Freaking Collins. He spent half of the match moaning to ref. Absolute pillock. Vandenberg, Pinnock, they were okay. Coyote and Lewis Potter had a couple of moments, but nothing major. Thought the midfield was average. Shade, Shardy, he didn't do a right lot. And the defence did really well keeping this fella quiet. So I didn't think, apart from first quarter of an hour of the first half, to quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, and then just a couple of little 5-minute periods in the second half, but nothing of any major note. This lot, I've no idea how they're 7th. Absolutely no idea how they're as high as 7th. They're dirt average. They really are. But, again, you can argue the fact that, from Leeds' point of view, we just didn't have enough quality to get a goal against them. But this lot just come across as a very mid-table team, 10th, 11th, 12th. They're nothing better than that. They're really not. They just bought Watara on 77. Leeds brought on Tanaka and Okafor almost at the same time, and then Dan James came on later on. All of these guys, it wasn't really a match that had a lot of substitutions, so a lot of players didn't come on in the end for either team, so I'm not going to go through them all. We had Gabby unavailable due to that ridiculously stupid red card that should not have been a red card. But at least all of the players are still fit. Hopefully Pascal went off with a bit of a concussion knock. So I just hope he's going to be alright for the next game. We need him. And obviously we get Gabby back as well, which will be really good. You can see half a dozen players unavailable for Brentford, but you look at their starting lineup, it's still strong enough. You know what I mean? They can't complain with that. Because all commentators were saying, "Oh, they're so thin on the ground." Every squad's the same freaking size. I mean, it would Don Goodman on bloody commentary. So what are you going to do? He needs to stick to a sodding Championship because that's all he's flipping good for. So yeah, just to finish then. Let's just have a look at the table individually. So it's another point at home for Leeds. Puts us 13th in the home form. 16 played, 6 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses, 22 scored, 20 conceded, plus 2 with 23 of our points. Coming at home. So again, it's still a key indicator that we're going to get more points at home than away. That's obvious anyway. Brentford's away form after the draw gives them 6 wins, 2 draws. It's only their second away draw of the season. It's interesting. 8 losses, 20 scored, 25 conceded. See, I think with that suggests that they were there for the taking. It really does. Yeah, but again, what are you going to do? Last 5 matches, Brentford are 11th, 1 win, 3 draws, 1 loss. Leeds, Leeds' form. It's because we haven't got a win. 3 draws and 2 losses. But that, we're defensively sound. Only conceding 3, but we've only scored 1 goal. That is a worry. And this is why I'm saying we need some quality this summer, some additional quality to this squad massively. From an offensive point of view, I think defensively we're really not bad at all. But going up front, we are going to need some quality. We're going to need a creative player to help create the chances, and we're going to need a goal scorer that can put it in the back of the net. It's that simple. This is obviously promising. The fact that Tottenham, within the last 5 games, are still bottom of the league in terms of form. They still haven't won a match in 2026 in the league. So for me, it's still Tottenham that are going to go down. I mean, this could all change, as soon as they start winning a game. But that's if they win a game. That match against Nottingham Forest is going to be crucial. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. Big thank you for watching. Sorry about all the ranting tonight. I'm just so fed up with the cheating that's going on. It's driving me nuts. And I know I'm not the only content creator that's suffering with this. It's so annoying. But big thank you for watching. Do please like the video. Do please hype it. Do please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And do please hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. In the meantime, have a good one. See you next time. Bye for now.